everybody, welcome to the Makeup Chair. Today we're doing a bridal look. The first thing that you want to do is to make sure that your skin is completely clean. You want to give it a really nice cleanse, moisturize it quite well, apply a little bit of lip balm and maybe a bit of eye cream. We're going to start off with the eyes so that we can clean up anything that might be going on the face, just to make sure the face is nice and bright and clear. I'm going to start off by applying Luminess Air Bare Necessity. This is basically like a cream type of concealer, but as you apply it on the eyelids, it's going to get rid of any discoloration on there, and it's going to make sure that the eyeshadows last a really long time. So I'm going to apply this first of all. If you don't have a base, then you can just use a concealer. And I'm just going to work this all over using my fingertips. So these are the eyeshadows I'm going to be working with. I have a matte black. I have two kind of mid-tone brown shades. One's going to be good for the crease, one's going to add a little bit of warmth, and then I have two highlighter shades. This is slightly more of a pinky one, and then this one is more of like a yellow toned highlighter. I'm going to start off with the highlighter. Just going to use a flat brush, and I'm just going to apply the yellow toned highlighter, and it's a matte color, and this is going all over our lid, and this is going to be our base shade. Then I'm going to take this slightly pinker toned. This has a little bit of shimmer to it. And I'm just going to place this underneath the brows. It's going to be our brow highlight. And I'm also going to place this on the inner portion of the eye. So I'm using the same brush this whole time. The concentration of the color should just be inside here. And then blend it across. I take my mid-tone. Now your mid-tone should be something more like a fleshy tone. It shouldn't be too dark. I'm using a blending brush, so a nice fluffy brush. I'm going to place it just in the outer corner here, so it's going kind of in and above the crease. And you're going to work it back and forth above your actual eyelid. Apply a very small amount of your mid-tone at a time and slowly build it up. Remember to keep your eyes open when you're applying your mid-tone so that you're creating the right shape for your eyes. When you close your eyes, everything will look different, so keep your eyes open. I'm going to take a touch of the darker shade. Now this is just going to that outer corner there and into the crease. It's not being blended in the same way that you blend your mid-tone. Your mid-tone always goes a little bit higher. I'm just blending that right into the socket line. Take a touch more and dab it on the outer corner here. So I'm kind of going like a V shape, so it's up in the crease and then down across the lid. But it's barely there. But you want to keep the middle part of your eyelid nice and bright. If you feel like you've lost any of that brightness, just take a touch more and just dab it right in the center. Just want to get rid of any fallout, and we're going to work a little bit of the shadow just underneath the eyes to add some definition to there as well. So I'm going to take a pencil brush and that highlighter. Just going to work this underneath the eye, blending it in here just to keep this place nice and bright. And then just blend it across. Then you're going to go in with your mid-tone. Get underneath those lashes and just brush that right up close to lashes as possible. And get it just in there as well. And then blend it. Next you want to curl your eyelashes, so place your eyelash curler right against the eyelid and press right at the roots. I like to take just a little mini one and get right to the corner. And work my way in. Now I'm not actually finished with the eyeshadow, but I really want to curl the eyelashes first of all. Now I'm going to take a black eyeshadow. Take a flat brush like this, so this is a flat topped brush. Take a touch of the black eyeshadow. Now you can either look down in the mirror and do this, or you can slightly lift up. And you're going to press this black eyeshadow in between your lashes. So it's not going on the upper waterline, it's going on the base of your lashes. If you find this tricky to do, just look down in the mirror and then just lift up, pushing it right in between your eyelashes. See how much more defined the base on this side looks compared to this side, and it's just a hint of eyeshadow right at the roots of the lashes. Add one very thin coat of mascara. Tilt your head back so that you don't hit off this area here. Just have it be this super thin coat. Also, use a waterproof one, not just because you might be laughing and crying and all that stuff, but it'll actually hold the curl more for you. Foundation I'm going to be using is by Luminess Air. I've just switched on the system. I'm going to add a few drops of my foundation, and I'm just going to start by buffing this over the face in little circular motions. You can also go down the neck with this as well. It shouldn't feel wet on your skin. If you've applied a little bit too much, it can feel kind of wet. So just use the air that just flows from it and just dry it a little bit. Leave it for about 2 minutes before applying your second layer if you need to. Sometimes you can get away with just one layer if you have really good skin. If I have a concentrated area that I have a lot of blemishes, I'll just hold the stylus just over the top of it, pull back a little, and just get the coverage that I need in that area. But only do it a little bit at a time. Once you've applied the coverage that you need, you can move on to slightly contouring the face. So when you're contouring the face, just use a slightly darker shade of foundation. Just do along the top of the forehead, and then along the side here. Do a little bit on the cheeks if you want to just add a nice glow to them. And then down on the jaw as well. Allow 1 to 2 minutes for that to set, and then you're going to move on to setting it with a pressed powder. Only use a very small amount of pressed powder, and if you're worried that it's going to look a little bit cakey, take a tissue and just dab it over the skin just to absorb any oils before you use the pressed powder. I'm only using a very small amount on a very large brush, and I'm just going to start buffing it across the face. This will make sure that it lasts longer, and also you won't have too much shine in photographs and in real life. Just dab it underneath the eyes as well. Across the nose area. Finished applying your powder, make sure you blend down the face, and this will just make sure that all the little hairs in the face are lying flat. When applying your blush, make sure that it's a matte blush. I'm going to use a angled blush brush for this. If you don't know where to apply your brush, place your finger onto the apple, which is right in the center of this little part that comes out. Place your thumb right up towards your ear, and then this is your kind of blend line. So you apply your brush here and then blend it up. If you're slightly older and you feel like your face is kind of sagging a little bit, just apply it a slight bit higher, just a touch higher, and it will lift up the face. So I usually just like to kind of stipple it on and then just blend it. If you are a heavy blusher like myself, then try using a peach blush, just something different to what you naturally blush to, and that will just take down too much of the redness. So go for peach if you find yourself blushing a lot. Now, I'm not applying highlighter because I don't like the way that it photographs, but you can use a highlighter if you want, and just use something like a kind of highlighter slash concealer, or a highlighter slash foundation or primer, and just apply it very gently on the areas that you want to highlight. So along the kind of cheekbone area, maybe onto the brows, maybe a little bit on the cupid's bow and down the nose, those type of areas that you want to highlight. Like if you're a little bit paler like me, concentrate more on kind of contouring rather than highlighting, because your face is already quite pale, so you don't really need to. And then vice versa, if you're very dark, go for highlighting a little bit more than you contour. We're going to go back to working on the eyes now, and I'm going to do my eyebrows and then work on my eyelashes. I'm going to start by taking a Hazel brown pencil, well sharpened, and I'm just going to run this through my brows. Concentrate in the areas where I kind of don't have hairs growing and just fill it in. I'm also going to take a shadow and just work it over the pencil just to make sure that it's set. I'm going to use a flat brush to do this. To keep the brows in place, I'm going to take a little touch of a clear brow gel and then use my angled brush just to kind of comb that through almost. I'm going to apply another layer of mascara. Now, you don't have to apply false eyelashes, it's totally up to yourself. I would say if it's an early morning sort of wedding, try not to apply these strip lashes. They can look a little bit on the fake side. Go for some individual lashes, and you can actually get them done in salons, and they should last you about 3 weeks. So for the length of the actual wedding, and then on to the honeymoon you should have these nice flirty long lashes. On the lips, I have used this, which is called Nude Pink, and it's by Luminess Air. It's one of my favorites. It's a very nice flat color, so it just gives you a hint of that pinky peachy shade, which I think looks beautiful on most brides. It photographs quite nice as well, but if you have any cracked lips, apply a little bit of lip balm over the top. Because it's a matte shade, it can actually emphasize those little kind of cracks. So just apply a little bit of lip balm over the top just to keep it nice and dewy and soft. And now all you have to do is your hair, and then you have to just put on your dress. I'm Shady Katie, and thank you for watching.